Let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered why the more you chase something, the more it slips away from you? Why the more you try to prove yourself, the more invisible you feel? What if the problem is not that you are not trying hard enough, but that you are trying from fear? Many people believe that success comes from constant pressure, constant effort, constant control. We think that if we relax even for a moment, everything will fall apart. But what if that belief is the very thing creating stress, burnout, and disappointment? In this episode, you will explore a powerful shift in mindset. The more you trust, the less you will need to try. Not because you give up, but because you stop fighting life. Stay with me until the end, and you will not only improve your English listening skills, you will also learn how to move from anxiety to calm confidence. And if this lesson gave you something useful, I'd love it if you tapped like and subscribe to the channel. It helps you stay connected, and it also helps this little learning community grow. Every click really does make a difference. With love, let's dive in. Why do we feel the need to control everything? We often try to control every situation because we are afraid of losing something. We fear rejection, failure, or being left behind. Control feels safe. When we plan every step and think about every possible problem, we believe we are protecting ourselves. But in reality, this constant control creates tension in the body and stress in the mind. It makes life feel heavy. When you try to manage every outcome, you are sending yourself a message that you cannot trust life. You are saying, if I don't hold everything together, it will fall apart. This belief creates pressure, and pressure slowly turns into burnout. Trust does not mean you stop caring. It means you stop forcing. It means you understand that not everything depends on you. Some things need time, space, and patience. When you release control, you create room for clarity and natural progress. What happens when effort is driven by fear instead of trust? When effort is driven by fear, it feels urgent and heavy. You may work long hours, send many messages, and constantly check for updates, but inside you feel restless. There is no calm satisfaction. There is only pressure. Fear-based effort whispers, if you stop, you will lose everything. It pushes you to overthink small details and to react quickly instead of thoughtfully. You might say yes when you want to say no. You might accept less than you deserve because you are afraid of missing out. Over time, this kind of effort drains your energy. You become tired, not only physically, but emotionally. Trust-based effort feels different. You still take action, but you are not desperate. You believe that what is meant for you will not disappear just because you paused for a moment, and that belief changes your entire experience. Does trusting mean becoming passive or lazy? Trusting does not mean sitting at home and waiting for miracles. It does not mean you stop caring about your goals or your future. Trust changes the quality of your effort, not the presence of effort. When you act from trust, you prepare carefully, you learn, you improve. But you are not controlled by panic. You do your best, and then you allow results to come in their own time. This mindset reduces stress and increases focus. When you are not obsessed with outcomes, you can concentrate on the present task. You become more effective because your mind is not divided by fear. Trust also allows you to accept delays without feeling like a failure. You understand that timing matters. Some doors open quickly and some take time. Acting with trust means moving forward steadily without emotional chaos. Why does constant hustle often lead to burnout? Constant hustle is often praised in modern society. Being busy looks productive, working without rest looks impressive, but endless hustle often hides insecurity. Many people work non-stop because they feel they must prove their value. They believe that if they slow down, they will be forgotten. This belief creates a cycle of exhaustion. Burnout is not only about being tired, it is about feeling disconnected from joy and meaning. When you push yourself without balance, your body and mind eventually protest. You may lose motivation. You may feel empty even after achieving something. Trust interrupts this cycle. It reminds you that your worth is not measured by how much you suffer. It gives you permission to rest without guilt. And when you rest, you return stronger, clearer, and more aligned with your true direction. Why do we believe we must prove our worth all the time? Many of us grow up believing that love, respect, and success must be earned again and again. Maybe we were praised only when we achieved something. Maybe we were compared to others. Slowly, we learned that being ourselves was not enough. So we started performing. We tried harder, worked longer, and said yes even when we were tired. This habit follows us into adulthood. We feel uncomfortable if we are not producing results. We worry that if we stop proving our value, people will lose interest. But real worth does not need constant advertisement. It is quiet and stable. When you trust yourself, you stop begging for validation. You understand that the right people and the right opportunities will recognize your value naturally. This shift removes a heavy emotional burden. You begin to act from confidence instead of insecurity, and confidence feels calm, not desperate. What changes when you stop forcing outcomes? When you stop forcing outcomes, something inside you softens. You no longer feel the need to control every response or predict every possible problem. Instead of pushing life, you begin to cooperate with it. This does not mean you lose ambition. It means your ambition becomes peaceful. Forcing often creates resistance. The more you push, the more tension you feel. But when you release that pressure, situations can unfold more naturally. You give people space. You give yourself space. You focus on what you can control, which is your effort and your attitude. This change improves your relationships and your mental health. People respond better to calm energy than to anxiety. Opportunities feel lighter when you are not trying to grab them with fear. Letting go of force allows flow to enter your life quietly and steadily. What is the difference between desperation and healthy desire? Desperation feels urgent and unstable. It tells you that you must have something immediately or you will lose your chance forever. Healthy desire, however, is steady and patient. It says, I want this and I am willing to work for it, but I will not destroy my peace to get it. When you are desperate, you may ignore warning signs. You may accept situations that do not respect you. You might lower your standards because you are afraid of being alone or unsuccessful. Healthy desire is different. It is connected to self-respect. You move toward your goals, but you are not afraid to walk away from what feels wrong. Trust transforms desperation into healthy desire. It reminds you that what is truly aligned with you will not require you to lose yourself, and that awareness protects your emotional balance. How does patience become a powerful advantage? Patience is often misunderstood as weakness, but in reality, it is a sign of emotional maturity. When you are patient, you are not passive. You are choosing not to panic. You are choosing to wait with confidence instead of fear. This gives you a strong advantage in life. While others rush into decisions, you observe carefully. While others react emotionally, you respond thoughtfully. Patience allows skills to develop fully. It allows relationships to grow naturally. When you rush, you may step into situations that are not ready for you. But when you trust timing, you give yourself space to grow into the person who can handle bigger opportunities. Patience protects you from unnecessary stress. It teaches you that not everything needs immediate action. Sometimes, the most powerful move is to remain steady and calm while life organizes itself around you. Why does anxiety block natural progress? Anxiety creates noise in the mind. It makes you question everything. You may replay conversations again and again, searching for mistakes. You may imagine negative outcomes that have not even happened. This mental noise blocks clarity. When you are anxious, you often act quickly just to reduce discomfort. You might send another message, make a rushed decision, or change your plans out of fear. These reactions can create more problems instead of solutions. Trust reduces this noise. It reminds you that silence does not always mean rejection, and that delays do not always mean failure. When your mind is calm, you see opportunities more clearly. You communicate with confidence. You make choices that are thoughtful instead of impulsive. Natural progress becomes possible when anxiety is replaced with steady trust and emotional balance. How can you practice trust in everyday life? Trust is not only a big idea, it is a daily practice. It begins in small moments. When you send an email and feel the urge to check your inbox every 5 minutes, that is a moment to practice trust. When you share your ideas and wait for feedback, that is another moment. Instead of reacting immediately, you pause, you breathe, you remind yourself that you have done your part. Practicing trust means allowing space between action and result. It means accepting that not everything needs your constant attention. You can also practice trust in your self-talk. When something does not go as planned, instead of saying, "I failed," you say, "I am learning." This simple change reduces pressure. Over time, these small habits create inner security. And when you feel secure inside, you no longer feel the need to control everything outside. What happens when you truly believe what is meant for you will stay? When you truly believe that what is meant for you will stay, your behavior becomes calmer and more dignified. You stop chasing people who show little interest. You stop forcing opportunities that clearly do not match your values. Instead of reacting with fear, you respond with self-respect. This belief does not make you careless. It makes you stable. You understand that relationships and success built on desperation are not sustainable. When you trust that the right things will remain, you give yourself permission to walk away from what feels wrong. This creates emotional freedom. You invest your energy wisely, focusing on growth instead of fear. And interestingly, when you stop chasing, you often become more attractive to others. Calm confidence sends a powerful message. You value yourself and you trust life's timing. Why does surrender sometimes create strength? Surrender is often misunderstood. Many people think it means giving up, but healthy surrender is different. It means accepting what you cannot change and choosing peace instead of constant resistance. When you fight reality, you waste energy. You argue with situations that already exist. This creates frustration and anger. But when you surrender wisely, you say, "This is the situation. Now how can I respond calmly?" This shift gives you strength. You are no longer reacting emotionally to every challenge. You are choosing your response carefully. Surrender also teaches humility. It reminds you that not everything is under your control, and that is not a weakness. It is part of being human. By accepting limits, you protect your mental health. And when your mind is clear and steady, you are stronger than when you were fighting everything. How does inner peace attract better opportunities? Inner peace changes the way you move through the world. When you are calm, your decisions are clearer. Your communication is more confident. People feel comfortable around you because you are not carrying heavy anxiety. This peaceful energy often attracts better opportunities. When you are desperate, you may accept the first offer you see. But when you are peaceful, you can evaluate choices carefully. You choose what aligns with your values and goals. Inner peace also improves your focus. Instead of worrying about what might go wrong, you concentrate on what you can do well right now. This steady mindset makes you more reliable and consistent. And consistency builds trust with others. Opportunities often come to those who appear stable and confident, not to those who look anxious and rushed. Peace creates space for meaningful progress. What if trusting more is the real path to balance? What if trusting more is not weakness, but wisdom? When you trust, you stop living in constant tension. You still work toward your goals. You still improve your skills, but you are not controlled by fear. You understand that effort is important, yet you also understand that you cannot control every result. This balance creates a healthier life. You experience less stress and more clarity. You stop trying to prove your worth because you already accept it. You stop forcing doors to open because you trust that the right ones will open naturally. Over time, this mindset builds emotional resilience. You become steady, patient, and confident. The more you trust, the less you need to struggle. And in that calm space, life often unfolds in ways that feel natural, meaningful, and aligned with who you truly are. And if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss the next lesson. Your support means so much. It keeps this space alive and growing. With love, thank you for being here, and I can't wait to continue this journey with you.